Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
A rough one for the Padres tonight in their series opener in Houston, Texas. Final score on this Friday night, the Astros 6 and the Padres 4. Sam Levitt with you on our Jamul Casino Resort postgame show. Welcome back into our San Diego studios. Hey, player, when it comes to giving you what you want, Jamul Casino Resort isn't playing around. It's way more than a place to game. It's a place where you can stay and play in every possible way. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Final totals in this series opener, this road trip opener, the Astros 6 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. The Padres 4 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. Padres with the defeat dropped to 15-5 on the year. Astros improved to 9-10. Lot to do as always here on our post-game coverage. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit. We have all the radio highlights for you. We'll break this game down, each and every aspect of it. Our play of the game, catch of the game, out of town scoreboard, all our normal segments coming your way. But we'll start with a couple of thoughts from this ball game, a 6-4 defeat for the Padres in Houston. And I think really you can split up the reasons for this loss into about 2 buckets, maybe 3 buckets. Let's start with the first bucket. And that was the fact that Kyle Hart was not great here tonight. Now, you look at the final line, it's not horrible. 5+ innings, 5 earned runs given up. He did allow 10 hits, a lot of hits to give up. Both these teams, in fact, 12 hits in this game, had a lot of hits. We'll get to the Padres' offensive side of things in a second. No walks. He only struck out 2, 79 pitches in this game for Kyle Hart. But he made some big mistakes in this game. You can look at the 3-run home run to Cam Smith in the second, just a fastball that had way too much plate. Smith, a rookie, took care of it, hit it out to left field, a 3-run home run, hung a sweeper to Smith in the 4th inning. That made it a 5-2 game. And again, we've talked about this with Kyle Hart, and it'll be something we talk about as we go along our post-game coverage here. The margin for error with Kyle Hart is just, I think, really thin. He doesn't throw with a ton of velocity. He has the ability to get soft contacts, get outs. We saw him do it against the Rockies. We saw him do it his first start of the year against the Guardians. But when he makes mistakes and he's dealing with runners on base and he falls behind in counts, that's when it seems like it can get pretty dangerous for Kyle Hart. And he got burned a couple of times in this game with pitches that just got too much plate. And again, 10 hits, it's too much for 5+ innings. So Kyle Hart was not the Kyle Hart we saw against the Colorado Rockies lineup, albeit this is a much better team. I know the Astros are only 9-10 after tonight, but there's no doubt about it. Even though the Astros offense has struggled, this is a much better team and a much better lineup than the Colorado Rockies, and it kind of went that way tonight for Kyle Hart. So that was sort of issue number 1. Kyle Hart was not the Kyle Hart we saw against the Colorado Rockies in his last start. The second issue in this game, and I think really arguably the bigger issue in this game, just from a winning the game perspective, forget about Hart for a second, was the fact that the Padres really had opportunities to come back, tie this game, and take a lead. Now, they did trail 5-2. They got a 2-run home run from Luis Ariz in the top of the 7th inning to make it 5-4. You started to get the feeling that this game was very winnable. They could come back, tie it, ultimately win it. But there are really a couple of innings that I look at in this game offensively that really were missed opportunities. Again, the Padres only had 4 runs in this game. They had 12 hits. They only went 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 on base. But the 2 innings that really stood out to me, the top of the 5th inning and the top of the 6th inning. Because in the top of the 5th inning, Padres at that point are only trailing 5-2. Golden opportunity. Fernando Tatis Jr. a single, Luis Ariz a single, and then Manny Machado hits into a double play. First pitch of his at bat. Xander Bogaerts grounds out on the first pitch of his at bat, and just like that, a 2-on nobody out rally for the middle of your order evaporates in a couple of pitches. So that was the first really rough inning. The second one was Gavin Sheets leads off the 6th inning with a double. Again, at this point, it's only a 5-2 game, and then Gonzalez flies out, Iglesias strikes out, Wade strikes out, and that was it in that 6th inning. So, all in all, 2-on, nobody out, runner on second base, nobody out, back-to-back innings. Padres didn't score. Again, you had Ariz hit the home run later, But if you score a run or two, at least in that fifth or sixth inning, who knows how this game turns out, right? You get a couple of runs, and let's say Arise hits a home run later. Doesn't always work like that. I don't like the reconstruction of a game like that per se. But the bottom line is they had more opportunities to score runs in this game and could not find a way to really come up with the big hit in a number of scenarios. And really after that sixth inning, you did have the home run by Arise, but Padres got nothing else going in the seventh. Single with 2 outs in the eighth inning, and that was it in a 1-2-3 ninth inning against Josh Hader. Bullpen was pretty good. Alec Jacob did a good job. Yuki Matsui did give up the run in the eighth inning, although we'll get into it. I think that run shouldn't have scored for the Astros, and we'll get into why. Could have been a better play, I think, from Oscar Gonzalez in left field on that throw towards the infield. Again, we'll get into it. But I really put it in those two buckets tonight. Kyle Hart was not nearly as sharp, and he's just, I think, the kind of pitcher where he can't get guys on and then make mistakes. To me, that is where Kyle Hart is going to get really hurt. And then number two, and I think probably the number one issue tonight, is the Padres just didn't cash in when they had a lot of opportunities. And you can point to some different parts of this game as well. But that fifth and sixth inning, that really stood out to me at a point of this game where you're talking about a 3-run deficit. Padres really could have done some damage in that game, made it a 1-run game in the fifth, made it a 1-run game in the sixth inning, tied the game even, took a lead. And aside from the Arise home run, that would be all the offense the Padres would get after the fourth inning. So, look, all in all, Padres 15-5. We saw them go on the road after a 7-0 homestand to begin the year. Lose a couple of games in Chicago, be able to bounce back, continue to play good baseball. Am I going to go crazy tonight after the Padres drop to 15-5? I'm not. But you want to see him bounce back tomorrow. And we'll see if the Padres can do that. But here tonight, couple of issues that were really the main culprits for a 6-4 loss against the Houston Astros in this series opener. When we come back, we'll have all the radio highlights for you, recap this game in its entirety. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up a little bit later as well. Astros win the series opener in Houston 6-4 against the Padres on this Friday night. Our postgame coverage continues after this.
Sid's Carpet Barn, come on down, come on down.
Kohl's Fine Flooring has closed, and Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's flooring leader. Explore a huge selection of premium high-end flooring choices, along with quality budget-friendly options too. Visit Sid's or sidscarpet.com.
Post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score, Astros 6 and the Padres 4. A lot to do on our post-game coverage. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a handful of minutes, so stay tuned for that. We'll also take your phone calls coming up a little bit later. 833-288-0973 is always the phone number to call, 833-288-0973. First, let's recap this one from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup in this one, Kyle Hart on the mound for the Padres, Ryan Gusto, rookie right-hander, on the mound for Houston. Both starters pitched the scoreless opening frame. Padres then rallied in the second, 3 straight singles, loaded the bases for Tyler Wade. He bait out a potential double play ball that allowed a run to score. Padres took a 1-0 lead. In the bottom half, the Astros rallied a single, a double. That put runners at second and third with 2 men away for the number 9 batter, Cam Smith.
The 0-1, Smith swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. This one way back, gonna go. Second home run for Cam Smith, and it's a go-ahead 3-run shot here in the second inning into the Crawford boxes.
Astros got another run in the third. Christian Walker hit a 1-out double. Walker was on third base with 2 outs for Yainer Diaz.
2 outs, Yainer Diaz swings at the first pitch, just kind of loops it into shallow left center. A base hit to bring home a run. Gonzalez sends it into second, but a bloop base hit for Diaz, and the Astro lead is now 4-1.
So the Padres trailed 4-1 going to the fourth inning. Xander Bogaerts led off the inning with a double off the Crawford boxes in left field. He was on third base with 1 man away for Oscar Gonzalez.
1-2, Gonzalez on the ground the other way beyond Rogers' dive into right field and a base hit. Boy, Oscar Gonzalez has a real idea at the plate. He's 2 for 2. That's an RBI single. And the Astro lead is now 4-2.
That's all the Padres scored in the fourth inning. In the bottom half of the inning, with the Padres trailing 4-2, Cam Smith got Kyle Hart again.
3-2, Smith swings, hits it in the air to deep left field again. Gonzalez is back, and it is gone. A home run into the archways, and Cam Smith has homered each of his first 2 times up tonight.
So the Padres trailed 5-2, and they trailed 5-2 for a while. Hart would pitch into the 6th inning. Alec Jacob took over, got the 3 outs in that 6th. That brought us to the top of the 7th inning, still a 5-2 game. Astros reliever Brian King on the mound. Fernando Tatis Jr. drew a 1-out walk. Luis Arraez was next.
So a man aboard for Arraez, lefty to lefty, swings at the first pitch, hits it in the air, high and deep to right. Smith is back at the 7-foot wall, leaps into the stands. He can't get it. A home run. A 2-run homer for Luis Arraez. And the Padres are right back in it. It's 5-4.
Third home run of the season for Luis Arraez, and all of a sudden the comeback kids were rallying. Just a 1-run game. Alec Jacob was really good. 2 scoreless innings of relief. He kept it a 1-run affair with a scoreless bottom of the 7th inning. Brian Abreu worked around a 2-out single in a scoreless 8th inning. In the bottom half of the inning, Yuki Matsui came on, trying to keep it a 1-run game. He walked the leadoff man, Jeremy Pena. Matsui then got the next 2 outs. Pena was still on first base. Jake Myers then hit one into the gap in left center. Oscar Gonzalez cut it off in the alley, threw to second base instead of third base. That allowed Pena to keep on running, race around third, and score from first base. Not a great decision by Gonzalez to throw it towards second rather than hitting the cutoff man. Maybe the Padres then have an opportunity to get Pena at home plate, but it was a long RBI single for Jake Myers, made it a 6-4 Astros lead. And then in the top of the 9th inning, it was former Padre left-hander Josh Hader. He faced pinch hitter Connor Joe, struck him out, got Fernando Tatis Jr. to pop out, and got Luis Arraez to ground out to end the ball game. A 1-2-3 9th inning for Josh Hader, as Hader picks up what was his 5th save of the season. And that was that here tonight in this series opener. Final totals: for the Astros, 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors. For the Padres, 4 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. Padres again dropped to 15-5. Astros improved to 9-10. When we come back on our Jamul Casino Resort post-game show, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt as we go back to Houston. Much more to do as we continue to wrap this one up. I'm Sam Levitt. You're listening to the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening to the Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show. Brought to you by the
back to the Jamul Casino Resort post-game show brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios on this Friday night. Of course, we appreciate you joining us no matter what you might be up to. Maybe you're on the way out to dinner. Maybe you're on the way home from some Friday evening plans. Maybe you're just hanging out at home, watching on YouTube or via the Odyssey app. However you're enjoying our post-game coverage, we do appreciate it. Wish we had a better game to tell you about. Astros win this series opener 6-4 as the Astros again improved to 9-10. Padres dropped to 15-5. We'll hear from Mike Shildt in just a moment. Kyle Hart, 5 innings, 5 earned runs given up on 10 hits. Gave up a lot of hits, obviously, in this game, including a couple of home runs, 3-run shot to Cam Smith in the second, another solo home run in the 4th inning to Smith. You look at this game, again, Padres had 12 hits. They only had 4 runs. They went 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 on base. So offensively, they did miss out on opportunities. We talked about the 5th inning, 2 on, nobody out for Manny. For Xander, couldn't come up with a hit there. Manny grounding into a pretty crucial 5-4-3 double play in that spot. The 6th inning, Gavin Sheets leads off the inning with a double. Padres go down in order after that. And look, you know, some nights like this where the Padres have missed with runners in scoring position, and this is not scientific on my part, and I haven't really analyzed it to see what parts of the order are coming up. But when I think about Saturday's game against the Cubs, the extra inning game where the Padres just needed one big hit in that game, couldn't get it. Cubs did in the extra inning. this game tonight. Last two games the Padres have lost, and they have not lost very many. They're 15-5, my goodness. But I will say, I think maybe on nights like tonight, you feel a little bit of the missing pieces in Jackson Merrill and Jake Cronenworth. Look, Jackson's tremendous, as we know, and he's tremendous in big spots and with runners in scoring position. You don't have that guy right now, so it shortens your lineup a little bit, and tonight was a night where the Padres missed out on opportunities, and what was, had they come up with another big hit or two, pretty winnable game. With all that in mind, let's go back to Houston at Daikin Park, and let's hear from the Padres skipper.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager. Farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Well, you did what you normally do. You flooded the bases, fought back. What you think of tonight?
Yeah, I think it's captured it very well. We got down, battled our tails off, a lot of activity, a lot of action on the bases, a lot of grit at bats. Gonzo took some good at bats. Gonzalez, Toddy was amazing at bat before Louis' homer. Gets his win and one. Had some opportunities. They also swung the bats well, had traffic a fair amount of the evening. We just ran out of innings.
What do you think about Kyle tonight?
I thought Kyle, you take Smith out of the lineup, which we cannot. Thought he threw pretty well. He got in for 4 of his runs. And so, overall, I thought he was good and competed and threw enough quality strikes and made big pitches a lot of times when he had to. But, again, Smith clipped him for the 3 in the solo.
Luis put you right back in the game with that 2-run homer. What are you seeing from him? He's really heated up here in April.
Yeah.
After a start, like a 1-for-18 start, I think, and now.
Yeah, that 1 for 18 could have easily been a 9 for 18. Just hitting people out there right at him with gloves. So, he's just a really special talent. It's just amazing what he can do with that bat in his hand, and he's just got the ability to use the whole field as he demonstrated tonight. And then he's got. He's healthy. Last year, last year he was struggling a little bit with his thumb, but now he's, you get it to the wrong spot on the inner half, he can hurt you. But his game's just sprinkled all over the field, and he's just a world-class hitter.
Does the power just kind of sneak up on people a little bit?
I don't think he's. I think that. I think it. Listen, he's got it in there, but you'll hear guys like, and I won't put words in any of these guys' mouth. I've never beaten, but Louis may say it. Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, he's, brings back fond memories for a lot of Padre faithful for, the Tony Gwynn comparison, rightfully so. But, if you asked all those guys and when they were asked about power, all of them will tell you they could hit for power. But they were able to, hit for average, which helps their team a lot as well. So they know what kind of hitters they are. But, he can turn his dial up if he needs to.
So, status with Jason. Is that something that had been bothering him?
Yeah, it's been kind of, like a lot of guys, starting to get in that time of season, you're playing with a little something. And yesterday couldn't quite shake it with his knee. Today was better. Wanted to make sure we gave him 2 full days. We'll evaluate tonight and see what it looks like for tomorrow.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 6-4 loss for the Padres against the Astros on this Friday night. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. I thought Kevin Acee there said Jason. I would assume he was talking about Jason Adam. I could have sworn I saw, Hayward. Okay, my mistake. I thought I was going crazy. I saw Jason Adam warming up during this game. Thank you to our great studio coordinator, Kyle, for correcting my ears. Okay, sorry. Erase. Let's rewind. Press the hypothetical dump button. Rewind it. Jason Hayward, who was scratched from the lineup today. So Jason Hayward scratched with left knee soreness. We found out earlier today. So you heard that there. They wanted to give him a couple of days off. Okay. we'll put that to the side. Hopefully Jason is all right, available for tomorrow's game. Sorry, I thought Jason, because it is another Jason Adam, Jason Hayward. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with me today? I just said, oh, he's the only Jason I could. Oh no, Jason Hayward, who was scratched from the lineup. Oh my goodness. All right, back to the baseball for a second, and we will get to your phone calls here coming up. 833-288-0973. Couple of things here. Look, Mike Shildt is correct in the sense of Cam Smith really hurt Kyle Hart tonight. No doubt about it. 3-run homer in the second and the solo home run in the fourth inning. The only thing I'll say on top of that, while Smith did hurt him, no doubt, Kyle also gave up 8 other hits. He gave up 10 total in 5 innings. It's a lot of hits. It is. And look, he gave up a couple of really big ones to Smith, in 2 home runs. So, but the base runner's on in front of the home run. The first one, even in the third inning, double, single. Again, it was just a lot of hits against Kyle Hart in this game. And look, when he deals with base traffic, he really can't make mistakes. And he did that, especially in that second inning on the 3-run home run to Cam Smith, the rookie, who's a talented player. And the Astros are expecting very big things from in his career. Let me just focus on one of the positives from this game and a guy who continues to be a real positive, and that's Luis Arraez. Luis hit 3 hits in this game, including that 2-run home run in the 7th inning to make it a 1-run game. Even though Luis did not get off to a great start, as we know, you look at his last 12 games, he's batting .389, 2 homers, 3 doubles, 4 RBIs, and even OPS-wise, 977 OPS because he's hitting some home runs and some doubles, and he's slugging a little bit. He's hitting .389 in his last 12 games. So I know it hasn't been his typical start overall, but his average is back up to .294 after tonight. This is kind of the amazing thing about Luis, is that even when he goes into a little bit of a rut, he comes out of it with a fury. I mean, he really does. 3 hits today, had a 3-hit game in the series against the Cubs. He finds his way out of it. And you look at it, all of a sudden the average is back up to .294. So it typically doesn't last for very long when Luis is slumping a little bit. Very good day for Luis, and he's hitting more home runs. I mean, let me pull up the note here and make sure I get it right. His 3rd home run of the year tonight. Keep this in mind. He's now 1 home run shy of his total from last year. He didn't hit his 3rd home run last year until July 23rd. So think about that. Luis is hitting some more home runs, which I think is good because I trust Luis is going to still hit for average, hitting some more home runs. I don't know if that's what he wants, if that's what he's going for. We know he has the pop in him, but just an interesting note that there's clearly some more power early this season from Luis. No doubt about it. And average-wise hasn't been the same kind of start. But again, we are 20 games into the season. He's at .294. I mean, if you don't think this guy is going to end up well above 300, I think, quite frankly, I think you're kind of crazy. I think he's going to end up where he usually is because he hasn't even played that well yet, and he's at .294 tonight. So anyway, Luis continues to do some good things and certainly had a nice impact on this game here tonight. Before we take some of your phone calls, let's quickly tell you about today's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's relief pitcher of the game, presented by David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys. When your freedom and future are on the line, you need the best arm in the pen. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Our relief pitcher of the game tonight, we'll keep it on the Padres side of things, and we'll give it to Alec Jacob, who really was very good in this ball game tonight. He really, really was. 2 innings, was very efficient through a grand total of 20 pitches to get 6 outs, kept it a 2-run game, kept it a 3-run game, then a 1-run game with a scoreless 7th inning. Did a real nice job. 1 hit given up, didn't walk anybody. Struck out 1, came in with a base runner on in the 6th inning and got out of it. Got a big double play in the 6th inning. So, again, close game, felt like a winnable game. And Alec Jacob did a really good job keeping it a 3-run game and then a 1-run game. So, to me, even in a loss, Alec Jacob, very, very good out of the bullpen. He is tonight's relief pitcher of the game. Well, step aside. When we come back, we will get to your phone calls, and then we have people waiting on hold, so we'll get to you when we come back. 833-288-0973. Some lines still open. 833-288-0973. We'll also have our play of the game, our catch of the game, and full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. More to come as the Padres fall to the Astros 6-4 here tonight. Post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network.
Need inspiration? Shop Ralph's for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big.
Our Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. Final score, Astros 6 and the Padres 4 as the Astros win the opener of a 3-game series. We'll get to your phone calls here in a second. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973 is always the phone number to call. First, let's hear today's catch of the game.
Which defensive play had the biggest impact on today's game?
He is at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch.
This is the catch of the game.
Gonna hang a star for Jackson Merrill.
Reeled in by Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, celebrating 80 years of seafood excellence.
3-1 hit on the ground to the right side, backhanded by Iglesias, fell down, kind of lost his footing, but throws from the seat of his pants in time to get Alvarez. And one out here in the bottom of the third.
Nice play by Jose Iglesias in the bottom half of the third, moving to his right quickly. Took a base hit away from Yordan Alvarez, and that's tonight's catch of the game. The very sure-handed Jose Iglesias playing very good defense as we expected when the Padres signed him, and that is tonight's catch of the game, despite the Padres losing 6-4 to the Houston Astros. Let's go to the phones. 833-288-0973. As always, the phone number to call. We lead things off tonight. We go to Rancho Bernardo. It's Don. Don, welcome into the Padres Radio Network. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, Sammy. How are you doing this season?
Doing well, Don. Good to hear from you.
Good. Yeah, it's great to be on the air. Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, the loss is obviously never fun, but after the game, I told my mom, I said, I'm just not worried about it. 12 hits, anytime you get in 12 hits, that's good, and that continues the trend, and you can't win them all, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I had to remind myself during the game. I actually looked it up. I got all frustrated when Manny, kind of grounded into the double play there. And I thought, gosh darn it, he does that all the time. And then I looked it up, and he's actually, with runners in scoring position this year, he's batting 359.
Yeah,
Last year, he was 311. So, it just goes to show you how us as fans, we get all worked up, and it's a game of failure, right, Sammy? So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, Don. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you get back in. Look, I'm not saying this wasn't a winnable game. It was. That was the game on Saturday. They could have won that game too. But a little perspective, it's a long season. They're 15-5. They've played great. Okay. They at least tonight, hit the ball and were all over the base paths as they usually are, and showed a little, fight. They made it a 1-run game. Bottom line, you're not going to win every night. I mean, again, was Kyle Hart great tonight? No. Am I ready to send him back to AAA? No. There's things to pull from this game. Okay. There's things to not be happy about, but I'm not going to sit here on this Friday night and crush them when they're 15-5. And it's not like they got, blown out tonight, or it was anything, especially egregious. They didn't come through with runners in scoring position. Hart wasn't great. You want to pick on Oscar Gonzalez for not hitting the cutoff man, in the 8th inning, fine. But, if you're looking for me to go crazy tonight with a team that's 15-5, look, I'm not saying you don't want to win every game. Of course you do. But my point is, get a good night's rest in Houston, go get them tomorrow and try to win a series. That's kind of my point. Let's go to Andrew calling in from Solana Beach. Andrew, you're on the Padres Radio Network.
Good evening, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm well.
Great. Well, first of all, I want to say I enjoyed your spot with Bennett Woods this week. I appreciated that.
Thank you.
Of course. There's one thing that I can't help but think about while I was watching this game, and it's something that I know you brought up a couple of times, and Bennett Woods kind of brought up this week, is the fundamentals that Mike Shildt has as a manager and all the ways that he kind of gets his team prepared and how he prepares his team. Now, there's one player right now that I think is a bit of an outlier with that, and I'm not saying this in terms of single him out, but I think I'm saying this in terms of what his ultimate plans with him is, and that's Oscar Gonzalez. I really like what Oscar Gonzalez did tonight as a hitter. I think as a defensive player and as a base runner, there are some things that he's still trying to figure out. He got caught going to home plate, which wasn't his fault because base runner advanced from first to second and initially was getting caught in the rundown. And he got caught. And then, as you mentioned earlier, he got caught trying to throw that ball to second base that was cut off and may have not been maybe the best trajectory for that throw back to home plate when Pena got to home. I think Oscar Gonzalez is still trying to figure out himself as a player. But I was just wondering, do you think that he's kind of in the grander designs as far as a key contributor on this team? Because I feel like Shilt's trying to figure him out as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a good question, Andrew, and appreciate the phone call. Look, Oscar can clearly hit a little bit. I mean, he had 2 more hits tonight. Him getting caught in the rundown between third and home, I don't really put on him. Look, the Padres have tried that play a number of times already this year. They've done it successfully once I can think of, and I can think of at least one other time where they didn't do it successfully in addition to tonight. I think that might be the only 3 times they've tried this little kind of old school, get caught between first and second, get the runner home from third, that way play. It's been unsuccessful now a couple of times, so I'm sort of wondering if they'll start to shy away from it a little bit. Maybe it's not surprising teams like it did a couple of weeks ago. I don't put that on Gonzalez. I mean, it's a tough spot for him to be in. Look, the throw from left, it should have hit the cutoff man, went to second, and that maybe cost them a run. Did it cost them the game? Probably not. It was an insurance run, although you'd rather be down by 1 than down by 2. But he made a mistake out there on the throw. Okay, I'm not going to crush him for that. It happens. Okay, he didn't play it perfectly. What I am interested in, and to your point, Andrew, is look, Oscar hit a lot in spring training. He's come up here and he's hit a little bit already, right? I mean, he's getting on base. He's collecting hits when he gets in there. I know he didn't look great in a big pinch hit appearance the other day, but he's done well when he's had opportunities to start. Look, I think it's a fair question, even when a Jackson Merrill, Brandon Lockridge comes back. Could you see Oscar stay up here as a right-handed piece off the bench, as somebody who could even DH if they believe in his ability to hit? Maybe. He could also go back down to AAA. So we'll see, Andrew. Look, he's an interesting player. He's an interesting offensive player. And, if somebody, let's say like a right-handed bat a la Yuli Gurriel, doesn't start producing at a higher rate, could the Padres look at other righty bats they have available, like an Oscar Gonzalez, as somebody who could get more run, even be your DH on some days, be a right-handed bat off the bench? I could see that, but we'll see. Let's see kind of how it plays out, and I don't think Jackson's coming back, around the corner. I don't think it's going to be weeks and weeks, but he's not on the trip right now, so neither is Brandon Lockridge. So Oscar's going to get some more opportunities, and look, bottom line is this, like it is with pretty much any player, you hit, they're going to find a spot for you. It's the bottom line usually. And Oscar's done a pretty nice job so far. He hasn't been perfect, but he's had some nice moments as well. Let's squeeze in one more phone call here, then we'll get to the rest of the calls after our break. Let's go to Doug in San Marcos. Doug, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, Sammy. Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you, and by the way, thanks for taking the call, man. You know what? Padres look good tonight. I was happy with it. They faced a good pitcher, man. That guy. It remind me, what's his name?
The starter's name was Ryan Gusto.
Gusto, that's right. Okay, yeah. You know what? That guy was throwing, man.
Yeah, he's a talented rookie. Yeah.
He did a good job. So, I mean, we're fine. Come on, guys.
Yeah, look,
we got a long season.
Yeah, Doug, appreciate the phone call. I'm with you. Look, tonight, did they get hits with runners in scoring position enough to win the game? No. Did they pitch well enough from a starting perspective to win the game? No. But I think the silver lining is a couple of things, like I said earlier. A, they had a ton of base traffic, as they usually do. B, they showed a little fight. They made it a one-run game. And again, I'm not trying to make an excuse for a loss or say you want to lose a game that felt winnable, because this one did, but they're 15-5. And I get it. You lose a few games in a row and that record's not going to look so pretty. Okay. You're going to start getting pretty nervous about that record again. But I'm not going to freak out after one game on the road, coming off a near perfect homestand where they were a couple of hits away from winning this game here tonight. Hopefully you bounce back tomorrow. Take it from there. But I didn't think they played horribly tonight. They needed a couple of hits with runners in scoring position, and they didn't get them. All right, we'll step aside. When we come back, out-of-town scoreboard, play of the game, might squeeze in one more phone call or two, wrap things up, get you ready for tomorrow. Final score, Astros 6, Padres 4. This is the Padres Radio Network.
Stay tuned to the Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show.
Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score in Houston tonight, the Astros 6 and the Padres 4. We'll hear our play of the game coming up in just a little bit. We'll squeeze in another phone call or two before we wrap things up here tonight. But first, let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We only have one game still ongoing. That is the Angels and the Giants in Anaheim. Angels leading 2-0 against San Francisco in the 8th inning. Everything else has gone final. Let's go back to that crazy game at Wrigley Field today. Cubs beat the D-backs 13-11, but that is only part of the story. Diamondbacks were trailing in that game. They scored 10 runs in the top of the 8th inning to take an 11-7 lead. They were trailing 7-1. They scored 10 in the top of the 8th to take an 11-7 lead, only to see the Cubs then score 6 in the bottom of the 8th inning to go on and win it 13-11. 7 combined home runs in that game between the two teams, including a grand slam for each offense. 13-11. Cubs win it on a wild Friday at Wrigley. Guardians beat the Pirates 10-7 in Pittsburgh. Tigers beat the Royals 7-3 in Detroit. Phillies beat the Marlins 7-2 in Philadelphia. Kyle Schwarber a home run in that game. Reds beat the Orioles 8-3 in Baltimore. Ellie De La Cruz, Matt McClain each hit a 3-run home run in that game for Cincinnati. Yankees beat the Rays 1-0 in Tampa. Trent Grisham, old friend Trent Grisham, RBI single in that game for the Yankees, drove in the lone run of the Yankee win. Blue Jays beat the Mariners 3-1 in Toronto earlier today. Red Sox beat the White Sox 10-3 at Fenway Park. Trevor Story, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in that game for Boston at Fenway. Really wild game between the Mets and the Cardinals in New York. Cardinals tied the game in the top of the 9th inning on a Brendan Donovan home run to make it 4-4. First batter, though, of the bottom of the 9th inning was Francisco Lindor for the Mets, and he hit a walk-off home run to win it for New York as the Mets walk it off 5-4 at Citi Field. Braves beat the Twins 6-4 in Atlanta. Braves scoring 5 runs in the 8th inning to come back and win that game. Dodgers beat the Rangers 3-0 in Arlington earlier tonight. Brewers beat the A's 5-3 in Milwaukee. And a postponement, Nationals and the Rockies. Postponed due to snow in Denver. Snowed out. And that's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Friday. Let's squeeze in one more phone call, wrap things up tonight. Let's go to Spring Valley. It's our friend Renee. Renee, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Sammy. I'm glad to be on with you, man. Hey, so, this is obviously not the way we want to start the weekend, but, and getting on this late in the show, it's been said, like you said, no reason to panic, very important that we win the series, right? And everything is good, but can I ask you real quick?
Yeah.
Gonzalez, is he a rookie?
No, he's not a rookie. Look, he actually, he came up with Cleveland, Renee, and he actually had a huge postseason home run. If you remember, he had a walk-off home run. I think the 13th inning, only run scored of a game, a huge postseason win for Cleveland. He came up with the Guardians, played 91 games in 2022, 54 games in 2023. But, kind of really fell off in 23, only hit 214. Then he's with the Yankees organization last year, didn't make it to the big leagues at all. So he's not a rookie, Renee. He's still a pretty young player. He's only 27. He's been around a little bit, though.
Well, because when I just so I didn't know much about him. I don't do that research. I don't do all that.
Yeah.
So I see him. I see this young kid. I'm like, this kid's he's gonna figure it out. There's something about his stand. I don't know. There's something. It's like, and it seems to me like as soon as he gets a couple, he's gonna learn with that batting coach and the guys around him. I think he's gonna be all right, man. He's I'm not panicking on him. But the other thing I tried to call earlier and then my call dropped. But I also wanted to talk about Arise. As you were saying, man, when you were talking about his statistics, man, in my house, like, when he's running around the base, I'm like, vamos, gordito, correle, gordito. That's a term of endearment, right? Gordito, little fatso, right? But, and it's funny because my daughter says, he's not fat. I was like, yeah, that's what I call him, But, man, that guy is amazing what he does with the bat, And, like I said, let's just keep things going. We're going to be all right. Hart got roughed up a little bit, The ball didn't bounce our way today, but we're in good shape.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the game, Renee. I mean, look, you're 15-5. Go out there, pick up a win tomorrow, try to win a series on Sunday. That's the way I'd view it. On Arise, he's been great. We went over the numbers earlier. I think Arise is very fit. I mean, I think Arise is in great shape. So I'm not familiar with the saying. I'm sure it's out of love and endearment, but Luis is in great shape. I see him in the clubhouse. Great shape. Great shape. Very fit baseball player, Luis Arise. Very strong as well. Saw that 2-run home run tonight. And Oscar Gonzalez. Oscar, we'll see. Look, he's going to get some run here because I don't think Jackson Merrill's going to be back in the next handful of days. We'll see with Brandon Lockridge. We'll see. But he's going to get opportunity to play. And again, to me, he hit in spring training. You could have argued he should have made the team out of spring training. If he hits here, they will find a place for him. I really believe that. So he's going to get some run, and he had a couple of hits tonight, and we'll see. See if he can showcase a little bit of power, which he showed during spring. So we'll see kind of how it all shakes out. But here tonight didn't work out the way the Padres wanted as the Astros win it by a final score of 6-4. Let's hear tonight's play of the game.
The line between winning and losing can be razor thin. Which play was the difference between victory and defeat? This is today's Play of the Game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
So a man aboard for Arise, lefty to lefty, swings at the first pitch, hits it in the air, high and deep to right. Smith is back at the 7-foot wall, leaps into the stands. He can't get it, a home run. A 2-run homer for Luis Arise. And the Padres are right back in it. It's 5-4.
Big moment for Luis, his third home run of the year. Made it a 1-run game. Yes, Padres came up short. That would be the last runs Padres scored in this game. But you know what? We'll keep it positive and Padres related for our play of the game. Luis Arise did his best. 3 hits, including the home run. Great day for Luis. And that is our play of the game as the Padres do fall 6-4. As always, if you missed any portion of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch back any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Taking a look ahead to tomorrow, things a little bit earlier tomorrow, 4:10 p.m. first pitch for Game 2 of this 3-game series in Houston. Arica Water SoCal Padres pregame show will begin at 3:10. Right-hander Michael King coming off a complete game shutout on the mound for San Diego. Right-hander Hayden Wesneski on the mound for Houston. The Astros traded for Wesneski. He was part of the Kyle Tucker deal in the winter. So again, on the mound for San Diego, Michael King. On the mound for Houston, Hayden Wesneski. Taking a look at the final totals in this series opener tonight. For the Astros, 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left on 6. For the Padres, 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left on 7. Winning pitcher Ryan Gusto, who improves to 2-1. Losing pitcher Kyle Hart, who drops to 2-1. Save goes to Josh Hader, his 5th of the season. Time of game, 2 hours and 26 minutes. And the crowd at Daikin Park in Houston, Texas, formerly known as Minute Maid Park, 41,431. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 4:10 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 3:10. Until then, for our great studio coordinators, Kyle Obenshire and Jeff Hamby, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night. Again, the final score here tonight, the Houston Astros 6 and the San Diego Padres 4. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.